And we're now live. So, going to be talking about why it is that operations 90 to 95% of the time do not work for fixing long-term chronic health issues, which I'm going to get into. As always, before I get into that, if you haven't already, please go over to www.reviveyourself.co and put your name and email address in and join our mailing list, just because, as I always say, you don't know how long we're going to be on these Facebook-owned platforms. I've still got the last few days of my 30-day Facebook ban to serve, and Instagram, my Revive page was taken down. So www.reviveyourself.co and put your name and email in, and that way you won't miss any of our podcasts, videos, etc. articles, because they'll be going straight to your email. Now, I've been getting lots of consultations last week, and just in general lots of consultations, and one of the recurring themes is people coming to me after having a long-term chronic issue, whether it be a gut issue, even with women, whether it be issues with women getting hysterectomies, issues with their menstrual cycle and hormones, ovarian cyst, etc., carpal tunnel syndrome, back issues. Back issues are huge for this as well. Hysterectomies are huge for this, because they come to me and after having a surgery, they went to the doctor. Medication didn't work, surprise, shock, and then they were referred to a surgeon, and that surgeon, if all you've got is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, they decide, to fix the issue, whatever they've got, a gut issue, just to start cutting things out, cut your gut, cut your intestine out, because you don't need that. You can use a plastic bag instead, and same with kidneys and all parts of organs, spleens, and ultimately, as the research shows, people that go and get these operations, 90 to 95% of them, 5 years after the operation, are not only back where they were, they're actually worse off than when they started. And that's because the operation doesn't actually get to the root of the problem that they're having, okay? The analogy I like to use often is it's like the it's like the oil light coming on your car, and instead of getting to the root of the problem, putting more oil in, maybe having a look under the hood, seeing what's going on, or you just smash the oil light out. People think, the issue's solved because the light's not showing anymore, the orange light's not on. Unfortunately, that hasn't got to the root cause of the problem, and then an issue comes up somewhere else. Similarly, when they cut children's tonsils out, or even adults' tonsils out, tonsils are an organ of detoxification. So when you cut them out, yes, you may not have any issues with tonsils anymore, but you will have those toxins come out somewhere else, and people start to get cysts and boils and abscesses, etc. So this is why, when it comes to your health and getting to the root cause of your chronic health issue, whether it be a gut problem, whether it be having issues with your female sex organs, back issues, whatever it may be, then it's vital you get to the root cause of the problem. And generally the symptom isn't actually, that's where the pain gets referred, but it's not always, a lot of the time it's not always the actual root cause of the issue that's actually upstream. And first things first, it's much easier, I get it, it's much easier for people to go out there and take a pill, or to just go and get things cut out, keep on living the same life they were doing before, and just take a pill, because that'll get to the root of it, or get things cut out. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, and when you actually change your diet and lifestyle, it's amazing how quickly the body can respond. We actually documented one of our clients today, Emma. She sent me through a message yesterday saying, can't believe it, after years of seeing specialists, quote unquote, consultants about my endocrine issues, within weeks of the program, they've all gone. They can't understand how it's been done. Well, it's been done because you start to follow the principles of Mother Nature, Most people's chronic health issues come because they're toxic, they're deficient, they're internally imbalanced, and they're overly stressed, okay? And once you get to the root cause of these things, by cleaning the body out internally, changing that internal environment, reducing stress, looking at their mental and emotional health, by giving them the right nutrients, by allowing them to actually get into that rest and digest nervous system rather than constantly being in that fight and flight. And by implementing all these things in a strategic way, the body will always heal. It can't not. As I always say, the way you heal anything is the way you heal everything, with a few subtle differences, okay? That's why we have different programs for different things. Like we've got our gut program, total health revival program, we've got our MS program, cancer programs, etc. We've got slightly different things, but the principles remain the same, okay? And yes, if you've got you've had you've broken your leg, or if you've torn your knee ligaments, yes, surgery for that can be very, very beneficial. But when it's coming from an injury that's happened over time, just cutting things out and trying to sew them back together doesn't work. Same for if it's a gut issue or organ issues or female sex organs and even male sex organs. These things, you need to get to the root cause of them and see, why is that happening? Why have you got a gut issue? Why have you got a chronic back issue? Are you out of alignment? Generally I've had people who have had issues go away like that because they fixed their neck. They're having problems in their back and their feet, but when they fixed their atlas, because their atlas was slightly out, the pain went away. And a lot of times it's the problem is upstream, okay? Yes, you can definitely heal gallbladder issues and kidney issues. We have to come at things from a different perspective. As for all organs, you need to make sure that organs that are downstream from them are working properly. So if you're going to start cleaning things out, like the kidneys, you need to make sure, and the liver, you need to make sure the colon's clean, okay? You also need to make sure the body's in a state where it can actually release mentally and emotionally. This is why you have to look at the body as a whole. As I mentioned before, the body's a spider web. You can't pull one part of it without the rest of it moving. This is why you can't just compartmentalize things. If you take a step forward with the right foot, the left foot and the body follows, okay? PCOS, once again, that comes to the body. Women generally living like a man in a woman's body, which means we're much more robust hormonally than women are. We're like pickup trucks, you can flog us to pieces. Eventually we break down, but it takes a long time. Whereas women are more like Ferraris. They look fantastic, but once a month they have an issue that needs to be contended with. And you're meant to have enough resources on board to create life, okay, and to nurture life. We haven't got that. So when it comes to PCOS, it's very important to get back into I'd say the feminine principles that create health. So often our women are being pushed far too hard for their female physiology, and just because it's 2021 and society says we're all the same, that's led to a lot of women coming to see me because they're too much in their yang, okay? I've got a wealth for the people that are too much in their yang. Men just break down slower than women when it comes to it. But the analogy as well is that if you have too much sun and you have no, for example, we have, right, summer, autumn, winter, spring. If you have too much sun and no water, what happens? You get drought, PCOS. Other things are living out of balance with Mother Nature. Too much yang. Also toxins, mental and emotional stress. It's linked. Okay. So this is why, if you have got chronic health issue, you've got to look at your diet, lifestyle, and environment long before you decide to go under any knife, okay? And remember, in America, for example, the amount of surgeries go up every year by the amount of surgeons that get past their surgeons exams, okay? So, and surgery's a lot of money to big pharma and to the medical industry. So it pays for them to get people to have surgeries, even though they know most of them, the majority of them, the vast majority of them, 90 to 95%, never work long term. Okay, hope this helps, guys. Okay, because it just tells you need to get to the root cause of the issue. And remember, just because you're not going to look your problems in the eye doesn't mean they will disappear. We have to tackle them head on. If you want to get to the root cause of them, that's what we have to do. Okay, and it comes from, living life in a different way, and you'll never get the results that you want if you don't come at things from a different perspective, and also if you don't change your perspective around who you are and how you see yourself. Okay, so if you are dealing with a chronic health issue and you're looking to overcome it and you haven't been able to get any relief from doctors, consultants, quote unquote specialists, which I'm not surprised by, then send me an inbox here or an email at ryan@reviveyourself.co, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. We can have a chat about how we can help you Yeah, and yes, heart can be fixed. There's a lot to do with the heart when it comes to mental, emotional, as well as other things that we can do around diet, lifestyle. Huge things we can do to the heart. So before, if you're looking for help, inbox me on here or send me an email at ryan@reviveyourself.co, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But remember, guys and girls, your health, you can change your health by changing your diet, lifestyle, and environment. But you have to come at things from a different perspective. And if you keep on doing things the same way, expecting different results, as Albert Einstein said, that's insanity. So we have to come at things from a different perspective, okay? So remove toxins, change your internal environment, and look at all the things that I post about daily. And if you want help, give me a shout. Okay. Otherwise, have a good rest of your Sunday. If you are in the UK, enjoy the afternoon, evening. If you're in the US, Canada, Mexico, enjoy the afternoon. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.